You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. As fundamental things apply as life goes by. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And guys, everybody's been talking about the retcon of the Star Wars The Rise of Silly Putty novelization that's been going on. And all of these things that they've been, like changing and reinterpreting and just telling you, don't believe your own eyes. Believe what we tell you. What we saw on the movie screen, or what you saw on the movie screen, matters very little. It's about what we're writing as the interpretation of what you saw on the movie screen. It appears that your movie-going experience was incomplete and you must buy the book. All right, so one of the things that they were talking about was how the kiss between Kylo Ren and Rey, okay, and how it was not romantic and it was just a kiss of gratitude, apparently. And, in other words, what they were saying to the REYLOs was, you read it wrong. We didn't mean to turn you on. I'm sorry, REYLOs. I didn't mean to turn you on. Oh, we didn't mean to turn you on. Woo! All right, shout out to, and a rest in peace shout out to Robert Palmer, man. That was his version. There was a version by Sherelle back in the day for, those old heads who know that. And then there was a version by Robert Palmer. You remember Robert Palmer. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. You remember that? Iconic video. But anyway, so what they're saying is that, no, that's not what the kiss was. All right, so I have this article right here which goes a step further in saying that the kiss wasn't even really planned in this movie. They didn't even want to have it in there. I guess they just figured, what the fuck, we'll throw it in there, there's nothing better to do. Kind of like, you give your husband a pity fuck or something like that. I guess that's what it was. But anyway, this, once again, is on We Got This Covered. Oh my God, they're firing on all cylinders. And the headline goes, Star Wars, The Rise of Silly Putty editor says the REYLO kiss wasn't originally planned. Yes, Star Wars, The Rise of Silly Putty, and that's what I'm calling it because the clone of Emperor Palpatine was just like a slimy pile of goo, and this was the father of Rey. So it's like Silly Putty to me, and it's just ridiculous. Not even a Palpatine. The editor says the REYLO kiss wasn't originally planned, and this is by Dylan Chundy. I think that's how you pronounce it. Chun-Di. All right, Crocodile Chun-Di. And it says here, one of the most hotly discussed aspects of Star Wars, The Rise of Silly Putty, has got to be the controversial kiss between Jedi hero Rey and former leader of the First Order, Ben Solo. Wrong right off the bat. Ben Solo did not lead the First Order. That would have been Kylo Ren. See, you're getting the identities mixed up. You're getting it mixed up. He was Ben Solo from the beginning. Then when he turned, he became Kylo Ren. And then, before he died, he became Ben Solo again. But they never occupied the same space at the same time when he was running the First Order. At least that's not how I believe that you could either be one or the other from a certain point of view. All right. Taking place near the tail end of the film, the two central protagonists managed to steal a cheeky smooch. Woo! Cheeky smooch. Oh my gosh. Oh. Just seconds before Ben bites the dust in Rey's loving arms. So now I run to you with open arms. Okay, so anyway, let me stop all that. While it's a touchingly poignant moment of downtime set against a backdrop of breakneck action spectacle, some fans have dismissed this REYLO romance due to the prickly, and abusive nature at the heart of their fraught relationship. Interestingly, during a recent interview with the Huffington Post, the Pic's editor, Marianne Marianne or Ginger? Personally, Marianne, boy, she had that pow, you know what I mean? But anyway, the Pix editor, Marianne Brandon, was asked about the specific thought process behind the divisive kiss. And funnily enough, is that a word? Funnily, I'm going to look it up after this is over. Funnily enough, it turns out that it wasn't actually what the studio had planned from the beginning of development. And I guess Marianne Brandon says, I always said the movie would tell us whether they should kiss or not. I always said the movie will tell us whether they should kiss or not. We will know by the time we get to the end of our process. How will we know if it should happen? And I felt it should. And director J.J. Abrams agreed with me, and other people who saw the film agreed. I know it's not for everybody. I know there will be people who wish they hadn't, but this is a film that was never going to please everyone. And I love how they always fall back on that. They always fall back on that. It's impossible to please everyone. Well, fucktards, you pleased no one. How do you feel about that? Huh? You please nobody, all right? So they say you can't please everybody, but apparently there's a way that you cannot please everybody. And you discovered it. You know, congratulations. Okay. I think that the reviews are kind of reflective of that. The things that certain people love and other people hate it. And that's the phenomenon of Star Wars. That's the phenomenon of Star Wars. Either you like it or you don't. That's the phenomenon of Star Wars. I would think it would be wonder and excitement and heroism and the hero's journey. And no, the wonder of the phenomenon of Star Wars is whether you like it or you don't. All right? That's boiling it down pretty well. That's simple. You know, these guys, they have no clue whatsoever why Star Wars is endeared for all of these years, or endured. Clearly, one of the major issues of Disney's closing chapter of the Skywalker saga and the new Star Wars sequel trilogy as a whole has been a slightly uneven narrative and an overly rushed production schedule, which has resulted in tonal and story inconsistencies. You're damn right. That being said, it's super interesting taking a sneak peek behind the curtain and hearing the thought processes behind the filmmaker's intentions. Of course, you won't find any of this on the home release of The Rise of Silly Putty when it comes out, like in a couple of weeks or whatever, because nobody's talking. You know, honestly, I don't think anybody knows what the fuck was going on in that movie. You know what I mean? And until all of the books and novelizations and comic books are done, I don't think anybody wants to go on record as saying what they believe was going on in that movie. I mean, we've heard from different actors, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, all of these people saying what they thought was the motivation behind these characters, only with the passage of time to find out that wasn't it at all. So I don't think anybody wants to go on record and have it set in stone, their interpretation of the movie, because it's always changing, they're always retconning. I mean, this is the sign of sloppy, lazy-ass writing and very, very poor leadership. I mean, we keep saying it, it's true. Let's see. Furthermore, when Brandon was asked about the decision to have Ben Solo die at the end of the movie, like his grandfather Darth Vader before him, she stood by the conclusion for the former big bad, saying, he got his redemption, I think, in a lovely way. And right after he disappears, his mother Leia disappears. I like to think that they're together. You can think what you want. You're deluded, woman. The man has not, as a Jedi, I don't believe he has mastered the ability to be able to be a Force ghost or Force project. I don't know, it's just, but at the end of the movie when they show so-called Luke and Leia at the end, well, Ben Solo's not there, you know what I mean? So you can think what you want. There was no evidence of this on the screen, but I'm sure it will be addressed in the novelization, right? While it wasn't exactly a great film per se, there's still plenty to enjoy about Star Wars: The Rise of Silly Putty. Besides, it's impossible to please everybody. There the fuck you go again. And the recent backlash to the Rey's dad revelation and the fans' insistence to release an extended director's cut is proof of this. It's proof of what? It's proof that you did a fucking bad job. That's what it's proof of. Like, everybody is left wanting and knowing that there should have been more. That's not cool when you're talking about something as monumental and epic as the so-called Skywalker saga, which we all know ended anyway with episode 6. But if you wanted to be that arrogant where you could say that we're the creative team that's going to end all of this, no, it didn't end 40 years ago. It's going to end now. If you want to do that, then you got to deliver. And you didn't deliver, and you won't be delivering in a novelization or a comic book because most people who saw the movie are not going to read those fucking things anyway. And you must know that. All right, so everybody who sees this forevermore, the only thing they're going to see are your identity politics and your virtue signaling, and it's going to age your movie terribly. It's not going to flow with the ones who came before, which are timeless and well thought out art pieces. All right, accept it. It's a failure. You owe the public an apology. You know, you owe people a refund as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, that's just my opinion. All right, and then it says here, but how do you feel about the controversial kiss? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Grab your lightsabers, lip gloss, and let us know in the usual place down below. Okay. Oh, all right. Maybe it's just me, but how do you listen to this? How do you feel about the controversial kiss? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Grab your lightsabers and lip gloss and let us know in the usual place down below. What is this? Is this some type of code? Is that what that, look, I see what you're doing. You're not fooling anybody here, whoever wrote this article. This is obviously some type of code to your little side joint or side piece somewhere. You're talking about grab your lightsabers and lip gloss and let us know in the usual place down below. Okay, but I digress. So anyway, guys, there you have it. They went the lazy way is basically what they're saying. All right, there was no reason for Kylo Ren and Rey to kiss. All right, it was just one of those probably awkward moments on the screen where they were like, you know what, this isn't working. We got to do something. Let's put these two crazy kids together in a lip lock. You know, let's just do that and let's just get it over with that way. You know what I mean? But narratively speaking, story-wise, honestly, there was no reason for that. You know, and I think most of us know that. But I could be wrong, and of course, I welcome you in the comment section to sound off on it. How did you feel about the kiss, you know, between Rey and Kylo Ren, you know, at the end of The Rise of Silly Putty? You know, is this something that was, did you see that coming? Is it something that was heartwarming for you? Did it work for you? Did it get you hot? Did it get you horny? Get in the comment section and let me know. As always, you can like, you can share, and you can subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell and hit all, okay? So you can get the notifications whenever I make these videos. Man, please work with a brother. And as always, you can catch me on Twitter. I will be there. And I always leave that in the comment section, as well as my link to a PayPal. Yeah, there's a PayPal there, you know, if you care to help out. I do appreciate it. But your continued support, you know, with the likes and all of that, and just participating in the comment section, that means the world to me too. So thank you for rocking with the brother. I do appreciate it. And I always like to let people know too these days that in addition to seeing me here on this channel, you can also check me out on Drunk 3PO's channel. Yes, the celebrity, the devastatingly, the dangerously handsome, the most handsome man on YouTube. All right, and he hosts every Tuesday around 8:15 or so. He hosts The Dark Council, which of course consists of myself, Drunk 3PO, the hot rhyme spitter, Abu Nas. We're talking about the wild man, Fatal J, the voice of The Dark Council, the Sith Lord himself. We're talking about, oh my gosh, I'm going too fast for myself. We're talking about Lord Callus, and we're talking about, of course, the sexiest man on YouTube. We're talking about Demagini. So yeah, check us out over there, and we will rock you. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll catch you on the next one. This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.